Hi, Shivani.
Hello.
So we have about maybe 15 to 20 minutes outer limits.
Mhm.
What is that you would like to explore?
I think the same topic that I brought in today's conversation, it has been top of my mind for a while. I just want to see what else is there. Because like I mentioned to Vivek, I feel that there's something that is there, but I'm not able to put my finger on it.
And if you have to describe that topic for yourself, how would you do it?
No, I think it's this. I've tried to fix, action at the level of action. Like the answer to I'm not able to do X, Y, and Z cannot be just do X, Y, and Z. And I try to do that, but I feel that's not the answer. There is a reason why I'm not able to do X, Y, and Z. And I want to explore that. So that's how I describe this. There's a lot of surface level things which I'm struggling to do, and just do it is not the solution to them. So what really is happening, like what is the question I should be answering, is where I am at. Like I think I'm not asking the right questions to myself to find that solution.
When you are unable to do this X, Y, and Z, what emotions do you go through?
It's like, why again? Like what is what is missing? What more do you need? It's almost like I'm asking myself, I'm tired of having to deal with this again and again, which is why also this need to like find what really is like the it's like I'm treating symptoms and not treating the root cause. It's almost like that. So it's that tiredness, that why is it not going. There's also restlessness as to why this is not happening. um and I feel drained because a lot of instead of investing my energy and focusing on doing it, I'm kind of debating whether I should do it or not, which I don't want to do. So it's also that, and there's a lot of missed opportunity. Time is running. Time is. I feel like this is getting nowhere. I feel stuck. So that's also the emotion around.
What I'm sensing is that there is inaction.
Hmm.
There is no energy being invested on action. There's a lot of energy being wasted on thinking.
Yes.
And if you're able to resolve your current situation,
Hmm.
Shivani, how would your overall life change?
Hmm. Even thinking about it is very nice because it feels very easy. It feels like I wouldn't have to constantly fight with my own self, which I feel I do a lot right now. It would come more easily to me. There would be that decisiveness, there would be that clarity and approach, and I would enjoy the process. It'll also give me opportunity to step out of my comfort zone and do something new, and show up. And overall, it's also about believing in myself. Right now I feel like I keep struggling with that as well. Like I feel it'll help me flourish and like show up as who I am, if this kind of gets I figured this out. uh yeah, it's like this weight is gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I suddenly felt the shift in your energy, and you say, getting out of my comfort zone, flourish, and who I am. If you want to just explore a little bit of this phrase, who I am, who are you?
I think I have not yet answered that question, but in this context, when I mentioned it, I feel right now I question whether I should be saying this or not saying this or doing this because I'm not able to do this. Should I be talking about this? There is these self-limiting thoughts, if I can call them. I feel when I'm in that space of flow or whatever we call it, I don't have those questions. If I feel like saying something, I say it. And that for me is to show up without holding myself back or questioning. Just be who I'm feeling in that moment. So I think who I am is how I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing, whatever is going on with me at the moment. I'm able to freely and openly express that without questioning it. Or I feel it's easier. It'll become very easy. It'll come like a second nature. Right now, it's an effort. That also is a space where energy is being, wasted or invested, but it's a leakage kind of a space. Yeah.
Without being limited, I want to be in the flow.
Hmm.
And when you are in that state of flow, what core values of are in play?
I think freedom. There's creativity. There is that sense of clarity. I don't know if clarity is a value, but it's also that. I think I also become, again, I don't have a word for it, but I also become more, what do you say? Sorry, I lost the words. I also become more, comfortable with doing things which are outside my comfort zone, if I may. Ambition, maybe. I'm able to be ambitious, think big, and go for those crazy goals. Yeah, ambitious is the word. Yeah.
Ambitious, freedom, clarity.
Hmm.
In the situation that you are going through, what value is being challenged the most?
I think ambition and freedom, both. And I'm not able to use creativity. Like I think creativity is also something that's kind of getting not met. It's not being challenged, but it's not being met. I'm not able to actually do something about it. I do get a lot of ideas, but I don't, it's just stuck at the stage of idea.
And what do these words, freedom and ambition, mean to you, Shivani?
When I talk about freedom, it's for me, it's about doing what I want in the moment and not having, and the only person who's ever restricted me is myself, which is also something I've realized. There are no other restrictions. So why am I holding myself back? So I think that's where the freedom one is. Ambition is that belief that if I can write that, think of that story or write that story, I can actually make it come true. It's also tied to self-belief, and I have done that. Like I had this crazy ambition of nowhere, and I worked for it. It became very easy. So I just have to believe in it, commit to it, if commit is the word. So that's what it means to me, believing in myself that I can do it and actually doing it.
Believing in myself that I can do it and actually doing it. Okay, we've been on this topic for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
How is this conversation helping you, Shivani?
I think, this is a word that also came up in the previous exploration, which was commitment. And the other word that's jumping out to me is self-belief. So when I say I'm one of the biggest things that's coming in my way, what I need to do, or maybe the answer to that is I'm the only one who can even help myself. So self-belief seems to be the answer to those things. You know, when I spoke about ambition, when I spoke about freedom, the values, and creativity also, for that matter, it's about believing in myself and just working towards it, because the result will definitely happen. The fact that the bottleneck right now I'm sensing is that I'm not believing in myself. I have no dearth of ideas or inspiration from, like, if I'm referencing to the previous conversation, but it's that belief and that commitment that's lacking.
The belief in me and the commitment that is lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say these words,
Mm.
what feelings are you going through right now?
It kind of drains me. As soon as these two things, you played it back to me, I felt drained, I felt tired, because I think I have been fighting with them for so long. I've not been able to give that for myself. And the question is also like, why? Like, why are you being your worst barrier? Uh, Self-belief and commitment. Yeah, it's draining. The energy that I'm feeling is like, I feel like tired.
This question about why came a couple of times. So the remaining time that we have, if you have to focus on something very specific and take away something very meaningful to you, what would that be?
I think I want to understand what really is there something really coming in the way of that self-belief. Put that in, because I feel if I'm able to do that, then working on it and exploring, stepping out of my comfort zone, taking that risk, and all of that, I think will happen. But why am I not able to do this? And it's not very physical or tangible, right? So I feel there's something there, and if I'm able to figure that out, I think that'll be very useful.
So what is in the coming in the way of the self-belief? You have to take a step back and describe your feeling of completely having that self-belief. How would you describe that?
The way I would describe it is, if I have chosen to do something and it's a choice, I'm using my words very intentionally right now. If I've chosen something, I believe in it. I don't question it, whether it's right or wrong, even before I've tried it or while I'm trying it. I want to see it through. Unless it's going crazy off track, I have some systems in place for reflection and seeing if it's working or not. But I don't wake up with this feeling, I don't know what I'm doing. What I'm doing is that right? So there is that unconditional belief, is what it feels like to me. It feels like there's no question. It's done. It's not about whether it was right or wrong, whether I should have done it or not. And I have done this in the past. And some of them have worked, some of them have not worked. But I have learned something from every experience. So yeah, when I do believe in that, like, this is something my father used to always say, and it's almost like a principle I can see. You learn something from every experience. So the question about whether it's right or wrong should not be coming up. So that's what self-belief, tapping into that it's an experience. It's not about whether it's right or wrong. That's self-belief. And I can sense the power of that word in me. Yeah, I think I want to feel that way about what I'm doing.
When we are able to do this in the past, what within you really helped you to do that?
I'd like to say lack of information, because I had a very limited view of things. And I was like, yeah, this makes sense to me. I'm just going to go and do it. I don't care about what people are saying or whether there's more to it. And I would just do it. There were people who would come and tell me, no, I think you shouldn't have done this or that. I'm like, no, I don't want to listen to this. I'm just going to stay what I'm doing. If it made a lot of sense, maybe I would review it, but never be like, okay, I don't want to do it anymore. I think there's too much information right now. And I think one other thing that happened, there was a time, I think 3.5 years ago, where this was challenged, I think, and which is where I lost what will other people think and how I should be considering more perspectives, because maybe my perspective is not working, or my own, I would keep my own counsel. Maybe that's not the way to go. This approach of mine was questioned a few years ago, which is why I created this new approach. But this isn't working for me, is what I'm realizing. Because having too much information is also not helpful. It's making me very indecisive. I'm not able to commit to something. That's one. And the second one is, yes, it was because it was challenged. I kind of lost that trust that I had in myself, that I can figure it out. Yeah, I would say I was very young and unaware.
So I'm hearing too much information is somewhere playing a role in whatever that you want to do and not being able to do. And other people, I heard that this entire thing which is going on right now for yourself, Shivani, who do you want to be for the other people?
I just want to be myself. I don't want to be anything else. There was a time when I was being someone else, and I was like, that's not the way I ever want to feel again. The inauthenticity was too much for me. I just want to be who I am. And yeah, for everybody.
And who do you want to be for yourself?
I think someone who believes in herself, which is what I'm not able to be right now. I think I'm able to be myself, but I'm not able to be someone who believes in herself.
And I guess you want the answer. What is coming in the way of being able to do that? So by end of the conversation, how would you know that you found the answer?
I don't know. It may click in my head, like, oh, that was the answer. It's just that realization. Because like I said, it's not tangible. It's very, I would know. I think it's a feeling. Like, I mean, me speaking about not finding it made me feel very exhausted. I would feel that excitement, contentment.
And if you found the answer, how would that impact your overall life?
I think, again, it's an assumption. Maybe there are more roadblocks, but I'm assuming this is the only block right now. And if I solve it, I'll be able to tap into that version and vision that we spoke about earlier in our discussion about, actually going and doing things and experimenting and trying them out, rather than just them being in my head or an idea, because it's of no use. And I would use this. I would be like, I would see someone and be like, I can do a better job than them. But then I was like, but you are not doing. Even if they're doing the worst possible job, they're at least doing it. You are at 0. Even if they are at 1, they're at 1. You could be 9, but you're still not doing it. So it's that. Yeah, I would actually go out there and do stuff.
Since you don't know, I also don't know. How do you want to take this conversation forward?
I don't know. The thought that's coming to me is what really helps or enables anyone to believe in themselves.
So I'm just sensing, if we seek some external help, both of us, you may be able to find the answer. If you're open to it, we can do a short exercise.
Okay, sure.
All right. So let's do one thing. If you're sitting on the chair, just make sure that your feet is on the ground. Back is erect. Take your hands, keep it on your thighs, open the palms to the ceiling. I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Let's take a few deep breaths in and out. Get the focus to the center of the palms. When you do that, you may feel a little bit of sensation like magnetic pull. If you don't, it's okay. We are taking this posture as a gesture to receive divine guidance. Now, a while ago, you mentioned about a couple of core values. Bring any one of them to your mind just now and give it some kind of a image or a shape and hold that in the center of your heart. Recall moments in your life where you have lived this value with complete integrity under challenging circumstances, where you still be able to demonstrate and feel very high emotions like joy, excitement, happiness, so on and so forth. When you experience, you may feel some kind of a vibration, sensation in the center of your heart. Now hold to that sensation and let it spread slowly to the body, through the body, and then become like a big ball of vibrations or energy. And visualize you are sitting in the center of that energy ball. And start visualizing an ideal state of you having complete belief in yourself. Watch it like a movie playing in your mind. You playing the main role of that movie. Bring all your sensations into play. And at the peak of that experience, connect your inner wisdom and ask this question. I'm going to ask the question, I'm going to go quiet. When you have the answer, or if you feel like sharing something, you can go ahead and share. For the person to have complete belief in myself, what is that I need to let go now?
I think the word that comes to me is surrender. And what I need to let go of is the judgment and this need that whether this is right or wrong. It just is. Yeah.
And what is that you need to allow into you so that you can flow the way that you've been flowing in the past?
It's that unconditionalness, I think. Yeah.
So Shivani, we are on top of time. Before we leave, I have a question. So we started somewhere, we are somewhere now. From what is that you want to take away from this conversation? Where are we?
I think the word that came up was surrender, I think. And the previous, it also came up again right away. It was about not thinking. I think the thoughts or the reason why the belief is not happening is because there is this question about whether this is right or wrong. I think there is no need of that question, is the thought that's coming up. So another thought, it's almost like an intuition, right? So I think, yeah, if I'm able to just believe in that, I'll believe in myself. So it's a state of being almost. There is no doing involved in here. I don't have to do anything. You just have to believe in it and it'll automatically start showing up. So yeah, I think I was trying to do something to solve this problem. The difference is I don't have to do anything to solve it. I just need to be, yeah.
Okay. So I'm getting the sense that we are pretty much there from what is that you want to take away. What are you sensing?
Yeah, I think,
Right.
yeah.
All right. So let's wrap up this. I allow you to take about 30 seconds and then just wrap this up, and we can invite the others to come on video.
I feel very comfortable to wrap it up. Thank you for that last experience. I think that was nice. The answer was there, right there. It just showed up. So that was very nice. Thank you.
Okay.